Okay, so you've been playing your bagpipes and you're done with your practice session. The question is, what do you do? What do you do with your bagpipe, and how do you maintain the bag? Now, if you're going to use a Bannatyne bag, now remember the Bannatyne bag doesn't breathe. None of the synthetic bags do, and all the moisture that you put in it still remains there. So you want to get that bag dry. So you would unzip the bag and take out any moisture control that you might already have in it. Now the Bannatyne bag comes with a bottle water trap. You can use that. I would take it out, set it out. Any moisture control that you have inside, like the raw system or the Bannatyne system or the Shepherd tone enhancers, I would take those out as well. You don't want to use up all of their absorbent material, their absorbent capability, by leaving it in a moist environment. So I would take it out to extend their longevity. Now, the other thing that you want to do, you want to let this bag air out for a good 10-15 minutes, before you zip it back up. What I typically do is I'll leave my bagpipes sit out on a table or on a bench, just so they're ready to go the next time I'm ready to practice. But if you have to put the pipes back in the pipe case to keep the kids or the dog or the cat away from them to protect them, let this air out for a good 10 minutes or so. Or if you want to, you could take a towel and wipe out the inside. I don't think I would go that far with it, but I know people do. But the drier you keep this bag when not in use, the longer it'll work for you. Now, the bag that I use is a Gannaway bag. And when I'm done playing the Gannaway bag, I'll take the drones out, set them on a table. And you see here I have a drone reed cap, similar to a channer cap. I'll put on the drone reeds to protect them, and then I'll cork up the stocks, remove any moisture control that I have inside, just like the Bannatyne system or the raw system, the Octobuoy system, the Shepherd tone enhancers. You want to remove them partially because you don't want them to be used up like we did with the Bannatyne system, but this bag wants to be kept moist. And if you leave those items in there, it's going to absorb the moisture inside the bag and dry out the skin, making it more difficult for that bag to be consistently optimal. It won't work at its optimum peak because it likes to be kept moist. Now, on a normal day, I'll just let it sit zipped up with the corks in it. But in wintertime here in Ohio, it gets really dry, or if you're in a super dry environment, I'll go one step further with it. And I'll put them in a big Ziploc bag. And the Ziploc bag will keep all the moisture that's inside the bag locked up inside the Ziploc bag. And that way it helps to maintain its moisture content. Now, if you're playing a sheepskin bag, I would always do that, regardless of the month, because the sheepskin bag needs as much moisture as it can, for it to work to its optimal level.